Hello everyone, I hope you're doing really well. In this video, we're going to talk about my 5-step bedtime routine that guarantees I fall asleep quickly and rest deeply throughout the night. And I know these tips will help you too. Of course, this is in addition to removing any negative influences like too much caffeine, too much screen time close to bed, taking too many naps during the day, not getting enough sunshine or activity. These are all things that can negatively affect your sleep by throwing off your circadian rhythm. So if you need any help with that, you could check the description below. I do have a thorough blog post on how to rebalance that. So you'll definitely want to get that under control first to address any habits that may be affecting your sleep. And then if you're still not feeling that it's as good as it can be, then hopefully something from my routine I'm going to share shortly will inspire you to make some changes. But before we get into the details of my bedtime routine, I want to introduce myself to those of you who are new to this channel. So I'm Brandy, owner of Falcon Healing Arts, and I'm a licensed acupuncturist here on the San Francisco Bay Area. Much of my work these days is online though, so I help families heal on every level, and I do this through Chinese medicine coaching, connecting them with natural health tools like essential oils, educating about natural home remedies, and even going much, much deeper. This is where my interest is really lying these days, is with energy and shamanic healing. So really addressing the mental, emotional, and spiritual components of health. And so with sleep too, we know that it is so important for all physiological functions in the body. We know we need it for cellular repair, but we also need good sleep to maintain our emotional and mental health. And sleep is also an important time for us to tap into our spiritual nature, even though this may be happening unconsciously. As we bring more attention to our dreams, we can actually be bringing more conscious work into our lives through them. And I hope to be doing more videos on that soon. The first step is to wind down, and this is the most extensive part of this 5-step routine. So we do this for a couple of hours. We go upstairs. My son usually plays in his bedroom or does some crafting. I typically am knitting for a period of time while I'm sipping on relaxing tea. This is also a time I typically journal or pull some oracle or tarot cards and help to process the day. So getting guidance that way and then processing what comes up so that I'm not carrying anything over into my sleep and even into the next day. And so after I've done that for myself, then I'll go into my son's bedroom and read to him for a long time. Now he is almost 12 years old, and I know many parents don't do this anymore. This is something that I've always believed very strongly in, is to always read to your child, no matter how old they are. So I will continue to do this until he says no. But right now we really value this time as a way to reconnect at the end of the day. And reading to him, not asking him to read to me, but reading to him allows his mind to relax, and he is just completely receptive. I read to him until he is getting sleepy, and I say goodnight to him and then go on to step 2. This step is all about releasing physical tension in my body. So maybe not everyone needs this step. It is essential for me. And if you have more of a yang body type, so if you build muscle really easily, you might be prone to having more tension in general. People who are high energy or are just more intense in general get overexcited. Energy rises, and with this energy may come heat We say in Chinese medicine, it may also manifest, especially as tension in the shoulders, in the neck, even the head, especially the back of the head. So I usually release tension in two ways: through using essential oils first, and then with a very short, simple yoga practice to help ground my energy, to help bring my mind down into my body. I usually use cedarwood or vetiver, even patchouli essential oils on the soles of the feet, especially the area under the ball of the foot. I'll show you quickly. Here under the ball of my foot, right there is kidney 1, and this is one of the most grounding points in the body. So using one of these really viscous, dense essential oils helps, again, to bring your energy down. And just that in itself may help to relieve any tension you're feeling in the upper body. But I also like to incorporate some cooling oils that help relieve that. So I'll typically reach for peppermint. If I am really tense, then I will choose wintergreen instead. And this is the strongest analgesic, so it relieves pain and tension. And when I apply these, automatically I'm feeling like it is melting off of the body. Still, I will spend, again, about 10 minutes with a simple yoga practice. Now, I do have a very thorough yoga practice for sleep that you might be interested in. I'll link that up in the description below. But typically, I only spend a short amount of time stretching mindfully until I start yawning. So that usually includes opening up the backs of the legs, the hips, the chest, the shoulders. So anyone who spends time at a computer and is slumped like this, you know what I mean. So the whole front of the body I open, but then I also like to stretch the back of the body to relieve any tension along the spine and the nerves that come out from them. So ending with a long seated forward bend is usually what gets me yawning. So that is where I end that step. I get in bed and start number 3. And this is where I clear my energy. This is where I am taking time to consciously let go of any roots of discontent. So taking several long, slow, deep breaths. Of course, I've been doing this in the yoga practice, but here without anything going on in the body, I can focus on that more. And then I'm bringing light down through my body, imagining that I'm letting go of anything negative, anything foreign. Those of you who are empaths, this may be a key point in your bedtime ritual to make sure that you are letting go of anything that does not belong to you. With this light, I imagine that any spiritual intrusions, any negative thoughts, any energetic darts that I've received from anyone in the environment, that is being sloughed off with this light, with this energy, and with these deeper breaths. And I know that this is complete when either I'm feeling completely satisfied or if I have fallen asleep, which I typically do during this phase. If I am still awake, we will go on to step number 4. It's at this point where I might be pensive, still thinking of things that happened during the day, and it often requires forgiveness. So I will take the time to forgive myself for saying or doing anything that I'm feeling any regret about, forgiving anyone who has offended me, really wiping away anything heavy on the heart so I'm not bringing this into my dreams or the next day. The final step is to put on my sleep mask and drift away. So if I'm already asleep, then I may not need it. But typically I will wake up at least once during the night to use the bathroom, and sometimes the light of the moon will keep me awake. So at that point, I will definitely put this on so that the darkness feels more supportive, and actually having that pressure on the eyes also helps to relax me further. It did take some time for me to get used to this, but now that I am, it's really helping me when I travel as well, which is when I really have a harder time sleeping. So I hope learning about this was interesting for you, and that you've gathered a few tips you could try for yourself and your family to help you all sleep better. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. You can find my contact information in the description below. Reach out if you need any further support. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Sweet dreams.